Okay, let's talk about an element you probably have in your house right now, maybe even in your medicine cabinet. But what if I told you its story is way bigger, way more essential, and honestly a whole lot more dangerous than you could possibly imagine? So what's the answer? It's magnesium. Yep, magnesium. And in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on its 3 secret lives. We'll look at it as this incredible engine of life, then as a seriously volatile force of nature, and finally, as a major challenge for our planet. So when we say essential, we really mean it. This isn't just good for you. It's a fundamental building block of, well, all of biology. Think about it. It's in every single cell of every living thing. And in your body alone, it's involved in over 300 different biochemical reactions. It's kind of the ultimate behind-the-scenes operator. All right, let's kick things off with its most important job. This is the one that's happening inside of you and all around us in the natural world, literally as we speak. I mean, look at this list. It's at the very heart of chlorophyll. That's what lets plants breathe and grow. It helps build our DNA and RNA. But here's the real kicker, the one that blows my mind. ATP. You've probably heard of ATP, right? It's the main energy currency for our cells. It's like the dollar bill that every part of your body uses to pay for things. Well, it turns out that ATP can't even be spent unless it's attached to a magnesium ion. So what we call ATP is almost always MgATP. Without magnesium, our body's entire energy economy would just collapse. Okay, so if this stuff is so absolutely critical for our energy, for our very biology, that brings up a pretty important question, doesn't it? Are we getting enough? 48%. Just let that sink in. According to a major national survey, that's how many Americans aren't getting the recommended amount of magnesium. We're talking about almost half the population. That's a lot. Now, we need to be really clear about something here. There's a big difference between just not getting enough magnesium in your diet and having a full-blown clinical deficiency. That medical condition, which has a fancy name, hypomagnesemia, is actually pretty rare. Less than 2% of people have it. But that first category, just not hitting the daily goal, that's super common, as we just saw. And here's why this is so tricky. The signs that you're not getting enough are, well, they're kind of vague. You feel tired, you get muscle cramps, you're not sleeping well. It's so easy to just blame that on stress or a tough day at work, right? But it could actually be your body trying to tell you it needs more of this crucial mineral. And the research really backs this up. Take sleep, for example. This quote comes from a study, a really high-quality one, a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial. They found that older folks who took magnesium supplements saw real improvements in their sleep. We're talking about tangible benefits, showing a direct link between magnesium and a better night's rest. Okay, so we've got this picture of magnesium as a life giver, a sleep aid, but now we're gonna do a complete 180, because this element has a totally different personality. A fiery, volatile, and frankly, an extremely dangerous side. So, fact number 1, magnesium is essential for life. We've got that down. It powers our cells, it's in our food, it helps us sleep, it's our friend. And here's fact number 2. Whatever you do, do not try to put a magnesium fire out with water. This is where things get wild. You throw water on it and you don't put it out, you make it explode. Why? Because the fire burns so incredibly hot that it literally tears the oxygen atoms right out of the water molecules to fuel itself even more. Just wow. So how hot are we talking? About 3,100 degrees Celsius. To give you some perspective, that's more than twice as hot as lava flowing from a volcano. It burns with this blindingly bright white light. And if you've ever held a sparkler on the 4th of July, yep, that dazzling, beautiful white hot light, that's burning magnesium. So, we've got this element that's absolutely essential for our health, but it's also a serious fire hazard. This brings us to its third, and maybe most complicated, secret life. The story of how we actually get this stuff, and the price the planet pays for it. And this is really the core of the problem, isn't it? On one hand, we need magnesium. We need it for our health, for industry, for building things that are both lightweight and strong. But on the other hand, getting it out of the ground can be incredibly destructive. We're talking about open pit mining that scars the land, the potential for contaminating water, It's a classic case of our needs clashing with the health of the environment. But here's the thing, we're not powerless in this. As consumers, our choices actually matter. When you're shopping, you can look for products that are transparent about where their materials come from. You can choose things made with recycled magnesium. And you can support companies that are genuinely trying to be more sustainable. Every one of those choices sends a message to the industry. So this brings us to the big question. How do we balance all these different faces of magnesium? The healer, the hazard, and this resource that we seem to be in conflict with? Well, one piece of the puzzle is right on our plates. By focusing on getting magnesium from whole foods, we're not only taking care of our own bodies, but we're also participating in a more sustainable food system. And let's be honest, who's going to complain about getting more nuts, seeds, leafy greens, and yeah, even dark chocolate in their diet? And really, that's the question at the heart of all this, isn't it? Magnesium literally powers life on this planet. So how do we get what we need from the Earth without harming the very planet that it helps sustain? It forces us to think, to balance what we take with what the planet can give. It's a huge challenge, and one we all have a part in solving.